Welcome back to the channel, folks, and today we're going to take a look at this guy. Yeah, I know you're going to say everybody's looked at thrust already, but you know, I haven't, and I gotta say, I love this guy. I really was impressed when I got him, and he's been used so many times. Each one has their merits for accuracy. So we're going to take a look at the Transformers Generations Deluxe Class Thrust this time around in the latest GotBot True Review. Okay, welcome back to the channel, folks. This is your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and as always, check me out everywhere and check out Machinery Man and the Everything Factor, please. What can I say? When this guy was released a few years ago, he came in packaged like this, and he's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. We've seen this classic Seeker mold used a bunch, but I love the way that it worked out with this guy. The red or the maroon is almost pearl-esque, and I was totally taken aback. Even inside the cockpit, you got detail inside there. Beautiful jet, beautiful rendition of this guy. And there are options of things you can do here. I have his guns under his wings and his engines up on his big wings, but you can always take the guns out, and they could technically go under the back wings if you prefer. Well, that fell out, didn't it? If you preferred that look, you could put them up under right there. Or there's also the option of taking these off, the engine pieces, and they can go in under the wings as well. And under the wings as well, with the, I guess with the guns on top. You could do it this way. Or, one more configuration. You can pop these off, and I've seen some people do this and have them on the back wings, which, why is that one not going on? There, which, I mean, it's, it's fine. I think you might be losing something by doing that, because you have those engines under the wings. You could have them looking like this if you were so inclined. So there's a bunch of options. For now, I'm going to put these back up on top. In plane mode, is this guy perfectly accurate? No, he has a little more detail than he should. The Decepticon symbols on his engine pieces, they are a little bit of a departure from the official. So in terms of colors, this version of him, because they all have their merits, they all have their drawbacks, but this version of him, I think that the color match in this mode and robot mode is about a 9. It's really good. There are certain things. Like I said, this is not perfect. So to transform this guy, well, again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm going to pull the legs down and split them. I'm going to flip the feet out, and we have the legs done, really. Again, you can put these engine pieces down here if you want. You can also, some people will flip this back like that, or they'll flip it all the way around. You could do this. You could do this. You can leave it up like this, or you can flip it down like that. It's really kind of your call. People do both. I tend to leave it up because I feel like this is more accurate. There are purple paint apps missing on the knees according to the G1 animation, but the rest of it is pretty close, pretty good. So now we're going to do his upper body, and this is like all of the Seeker molds. If you have seen that before, then you know how this goes. If you haven't, well, then this is new to you. We open up the chest, And we take the wings and we flip them around like this and flip them around like this. We fold out the shoulders. And now this is when things get really interesting with this mold. You unpeg the mold from up top, like that. You spin it all the way around, and you spin the very nose of it because that's where his head is. So you end up having the top in this configuration. And then you push all of that down. There's a hinge in right here, and that hinge hinges down and then hinges up again. It kind of accordions on itself. It was ingenious. It was ingenious. And you make sure that you have that in, and when you do, you close up the chest. And of course you flip out his hands. Again, it helps if you have fingernails. You flip out his hands, and there you go. You have thrust in robot mode. Beautiful. Easy. Easy, easy transformation. And these go in his arm. There's null rays, of course. I'm calling them null rays. I assume that's what they are. You know, these fire if you want them to, and when they fire, this whole piece is what shoots out, and at good force. That's why I didn't actually do it, and this is what you're left with. Or this is what you're left with. Personally, I like to leave it all together because that's how it looked. Mine are really loose in the arms. I might have to do a floor polish fix on that, possibly. Now, this guy's beautiful. However, I do have stress marks up on this shoulder, unfortunately. I think that's my own fault. The gold is a departure. You should not have the gold up on the shoulders, from what I remember from the animation. But besides that, he's pretty good. In his jet intake things, that should be, again, a gray. And I think that there's a little more yellow, or gold, I should say. It's gold, not yellow. Gold up here than is actually in the animation. And, of course, the cockpit here is orange instead of like a clear color, and there are versions of him that has the cockpit in that clear color, and that change the paint apps up here and whatnot. But I still love this one because I love the look of the maroon on him. Absolutely adore it. Now, as I said, you can take these engine pieces off of the wings here if you don't like them up there, and you can still fit them in down bottom. Your Decepticon symbol's upside down, but such is life. Let's just take them off for a second, because some people have complained and said, it's great, but thrust wings are too high up. And some people have said they should be lower. Well, you know what? Is there a way to make them lower? There is. It's a fan transformation, and I would caution you with it. I would caution you with it because it's a little bit dangerous and may have even led to my stress marks. But I will endeavor to show you. You can take the wing and keep it flipped down like this, or now this is where it gets a bit tricky and uncomfortable. Or if you're thinking this is too close to the body, you can always flip the wing out on this hinge in here, okay, and then you can flip it down like that. It's not a natural way for the hinge to go, but you can do it. You can do it with that side, and you can do it on this side, and his wings are lower. Open them up, bring those out, take these jet intake things, and you can still put them on the wings, which is exactly what I will do now. And you can still flip out a fist and flip out a fist, and I guess straighten these up, and you can have thrust in this mode. I like the look of it. I think it's a little dangerous though when it comes to actually transforming him. I'll leave him like it for now. Articulation, well, the head can swivel left and right. It doesn't really look up or down. The shoulders, depending on how you have the wings, they go out and out to the side, and they can go all the way up. They can bend 90 degrees at the elbow. There is no bicep swivel. Limitation of the time. The wrist can go in and out, but that's because of transformation. There is no thigh swivel. Again, I think because of transformation. It's just the way the mold is. The legs can go out about, this far. They can go back only about this far. And they bend at the knee about 90 degrees, and your toes tilt a little bit. In the end, he's good. He has his limitations. So paint apps, I'm giving him a 9. Playability, posability, about a 7, because like I said, he does have his limits. Transformation, I'd say about a 9 again. I would say about a 9 for his transformation. If you want to know how he compares with modern day, here's Alpha Bravo, and they're about the same. And last but not least, here he is with Ramjet. So there you go, folks. Overall score for this guy, we're looking at about a 7.5, maybe an 8. And I'm a little hard on him because he's aged with the limitations. That's it. That's thrust done. That's 2 of the conehead seekers, and you still see this falling out, hey? And we are done with thrust. So I'm going to thank you for dropping by. I'm going to ask you to like, comment, and share. And I guess I'll see you the next time that we have a visit right here inside the videos.